What's up, everyone? It's your boy Infrar-Ed. Welcome to the Scout Reports. Today I'm bringing you a manga review of Boku no Hero Academia chapter 115. Now this chapter was very solid and I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it so much because it did something that we don't see too often. I can't really remember in manga when we've seen it, but I know it's pretty usual in regular comics, is that we got an entire issue about the villains. I mean, that's just unheard of, and props to the mangaka for always keeping things fresh, new, and interesting with this series, as again, this entire chapter was villain focused. The villain in particular was Twice, the Deadpool of Boku no Hero Academia, who everybody's calling him because he does look like Deadpool, but he has a really different power set. He has the ability to make a copy of himself, as he's the narrator and the point of view that we see for the majority of this chapter, as he's basically showing everybody the state of the world. You know, All Might has put up his cape, and now the number one hero is Endeavor, and the world is a very different place now. When All Might was out doing his thing, you know, these villains, they thought twice about the things they did, but now it's almost chaos on the streets as villains are starting to join. They're starting to combine. I mean, you have things like where you got 5, 6, 7 villains joining up just to steal a cash register and straight up wrecking heroes, as one hero is trying to stop the villain that stole the cash register. He got cracked in the back of the head with a pipe, and this was a very brutal chapter, may I add. I mean, you had Dobby straight up burning people to crisp. You seen heads standing everywhere. You got people getting cracked upside the head. It's just showing a different side that we haven't seen in this series with the villains. And we get to see them in their day-to-day life. Like, we see Double just as his regular self, as he's at home looking outside the window saying, there's a time when you used to hear, there's no worries because I am here, and people used to tremble in fear. But now they don't feel that same thing with Endeavor. I mean, Endeavor's a jackass, and people don't exactly look up to him like they did with All Might. He doesn't have that same type of presence. I mean, even his own son, Todoroki, is cool on Endeavor. I mean, the villains now are taking this opportunity to run amok, because Endeavor, for the most part, he is the type of hero that Stain hates. He's the type of hero that's only going to do things that involves making him look better. He's going to look past the smaller crimes, as you just see people doing petty thefts. But the fact that all these villains are combining because they know it's not going to be anybody out there like All Might who's going to leave no stone unturned until the city is clean is the thing that's most dangerous. Is Double saying, now with these villains rising, we don't have that same intimidation of Endeavor as we do with All Might, because even the people kind of don't know how to feel about Endeavor. And with All Might being gone, it's just a hole, it feels, in the community around the city and everywhere that's not going to be filled by somebody like Endeavor. So these kids are going to have a lot on their hands to come up within the ranks and be the hero that All Might was, and the hero that the city needs. Because I'll say it once again, Endeavor just isn't what you want to be the face of the heroes, but he's number one, so he has to have that spot, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't even really want that spot. I mean, of course he wants to be the top dog, but he's no All Might. We all know that. But let's get back to Twice. As we get to know more about him, we get to know more about his powers in this chapter, as he says that whenever he makes a copy of himself, if it takes a certain amount of damage, then it disappears. But we also find out that he is similar to Multiple Man in the X-Men comics, if you're not familiar with him, where he's made so many copies of himself that he's not even sure that the one that's talking to us is even the main one. And the reason for that is because his copies actually started to gain their own personality, and they started taking each other out as they all wanted to be the top dog. So his copies were actually killing themselves. And he's not even sure if who we're talking to, this character that we get the point of view from, is even a real one. And that is, again, another dark nature that is usually not seen in a hero type of setting, at least not in Shonen Jump. Again, like if you look in the independent comics like Image, maybe a little bit of DC and Marvel, we do see hints of this. But for this series to take that type of turn is one of the reasons why I love it so much. And it was good to actually see a villain in their day-to-day, how they go on about their lives as everything is going on in the streets. You're seeing them congregating together for one cause. Once again, it's just chaos everywhere, and it's just going to get worse because it's gotten to the point where All Might himself may just be a little bit scared about where things are heading right now, as at the end of the chapter we see him actually go to visit All For One, and it looks like he's gonna try to strike up some type of bargain. So I'm worried about All Might being there as well. This could very well be a trap, because we know Stain is still around, which could be a good thing for him. We know All For One has to have some type of plan, and I don't think anybody that's in that cell, if they really wanted to, I think the villains could take it over, and I just hope All Might isn't a catalyst for something big. So once again, this was a very solid chapter and a refreshing chapter to get these villains and see how they feel about things. And we're on a brand new arc right now, and we just came off of the exam arc. We got a little bit of an unexpected turn there with both Todoroki and Bakugo failing, and now we're going into this arc that's focused on villains. And I hope this is a pretty lengthy arc, because I like chapters like this. And just like I said at the top of the video, I hope we get to know a little bit more about these characters, as in most cases, especially in shonen, usually a focus is on just the main villain. We don't get to know the ins and outs of other characters like that. So guys, let me know what you thought of this chapter in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and drop it a like, and if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as there's not a shortage of content for you to indulge on this channel. And as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me. And I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Infrar-Ed signing out. See you soon.